Hey folks, Sam here at NA Studios. Thanks for checking the video out. I wanted to take a minute today to speak about the one piece of equipment that made the biggest difference to my recordings. The one piece that without it, I wouldn't be able to get the sounds that I get today. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best recording engineer in the world. I'm far from being the best mixer in the world. But you kind of get to that point where you're releasing and mixing stuff and people aren't saying, yeah, it's a really good demo, or wow, I can't wait to hear this when it's mixed. But the one piece of equipment that really allowed me to step up my game was this, the Audix D6. Now, that's kind of a ridiculous thing to say, isn't it? A kick drum isn't the most important part of a mix. It doesn't make or break a recording, although you need it to sound good. So why is this the most important piece that I own? Well, this was the first microphone I ever bought that had a purpose. It was the first thing I bought with an actual destination in mind of where I wanted my recordings to go. Previously, my kick drums would just be recorded with any one of the many microphones I had lying around that didn't really serve any kind of purpose. They were just microphones like you'd find in any music shop you went to, any kind of live vocal setup. Nothing really suitable for the task at hand. Previously, my studio upgrades would go something like this. I've got a large diaphragm condenser and I want to upgrade. So logically, the best upgrade must just be the next microphone down on Sweetwater or Studio Spares or wherever you're getting your gear from. Before this, I never really thought to myself, what is it that is going to allow me to achieve a certain sound? I just thought, what's the most expensive microphone that I can get, the next most expensive in the list? Surely that one is going to sound better than what I have now. Now, the Audix D6 is a microphone that a lot of people know. It's got that massive low end, but more importantly, it's got that click that all metal and rock drummers want. That was a lot of the type of music I was recording at the time. The difference with this purchase is that I went out with a goal in mind. I went shopping thinking, this is the sound I want. I'm going to buy something that will give me that sound. I didn't just go out and buy a microphone that was next on the list, so must be better because it costs slightly more. And that's the salient point here that I'm really trying to get out. To get better recordings, mixes, masters, whatever it is, you need to have a goal in mind. You need to say to yourself, what is it that's missing and what tool can get me there? Perhaps it's not a tool that you need. Perhaps you need to treat your room better. You don't need any new monitors or a load of new vintage emulation plugins. You need to solve the issue that's holding you back. In my case, it was this assurance in my own mind that something more expensive would get me an extra 1% on my mixes, then some new speakers would be another 1%, and finally I'd get to the point that I wanted to reach, having spent a load of money in the process. But that assurance wasn't correct. It wasn't the path I actually needed to go down. I think we can all be fooled by price tags to some extent. Just because you've got one of those new Chandler, EMI, Abbey Road mic pre-reissues, it doesn't mean you're instantly going to create a load of stuff that sounds like the Beatles. And when that logic is laid out to you like that, it stands to reason. But as soon as you start going gear shopping, your mind doesn't necessarily subscribe to reason. You just start seeing flashing lights, vintage looking microphones, and your judgment gets clouded by other factors. You need to lock in on what it is you're missing and how you can solve that issue. So for me, that way of thinking just happened to manifest itself in the form of a kick drum microphone. I started zoning in on what I wanted. And at that point in time, it was the clicky kick drum that I could never really get with whatever mic I was using at the time. For you, it may be solid low end that you can't quite master, or that shiny lead vocal that sits on top of a mix without sounding aggressive. Whatever it is, I would urge you to take a step back and really consider your choice before you get your wallet out. Before you buy just the next most expensive microphone on the list or the new most popular plugin, if you're able to put the gear second and put the destination first, I guarantee you'll get there quicker. I'll see you again soon. Take care.